I made him some hair. Isn't he dashing? Probably make dolls later. I used to make dolls a lot years ago. Haven't done it. Used to redecorate dolls years ago. Haven't done it in a long time. So it's 9 o'clock at night, and I completely forgot to do my video today because it's been one of those days. Made a hat. Made a couple hats in the last few days. Anyway, so trying to think of things to talk about. Scan my Facebook feed, think. And I'm going to talk about anorexia, food, fat shaming, thin shaming, that kind of shit. So somebody shared a meme about Eugenie Cooney. If you don't follow, don't worry about it. Don't search her and don't watch her videos to give her money. Watch other people's videos about her, basically. She is an anorexic on YouTube. It is completely possible, because nobody knows, okay? It is completely possible she has a medical condition that's causing it. But she doesn't say that. She says, I look fine, I don't have a problem, which is anorexia. She's a toothpick. She probably weighs 70 pounds. I mean, we're talking her wrists and her arms are this, her arms. Toothpick. And if you go to her videos and you start reading the messages, it's equal parts, oh my God, girl, get help, and oh my God, I can't wait till I'm as thin as you. So, I was anorexic. When the hubby and I started out, I had been in the hospital a while before that for the anorexia, and my low point was 119 pounds at 6 feet tall. Toothpicks. Skeletor. I do have some photos somewhere in a box. If I ever find them again, I may post them to show people. I have, on 2 other occasions, gone anorexic. Realized I had gone anorexic. I lost 75 pounds in 6 months once, and then realized there was a problem. It's real easy for me to go anorexic, but it's also real easy for me to eat and eat and eat and eat. My husband is a feeder. There are people in the world who get self-assurance, self-value out of feeding somebody else. And a lot of times if you look into the Jack Sprat, could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean couples, regardless of which gender is which, the really, really thin person with the really, really fat person, you will find that the thin person is a feeder and they're giving all their food to the fat person. Of course, I probably shouldn't say fat because it's rude. I have, personally, serious, not going to say phobia, aversion to obesity. My grandmother was weigh herself at the truck stop large. My mother was obese for most of the time she was alive when I was a child. I grew up with incredibly large people in my life, and as a skinny kid, there's some real serious psychological impacts from that, to be blunt. One of the things that frustrates me, one of many things that frustrates me, if I'm hanging out with thin people, then I'm the fat one. And thin people don't actually say that much. I mean, they'll say it privately. They'll say it amongst themselves, because I used to be thin. I know the rude things that get said. But if you're trying to be healthy, if you're taking a small portion and prioritizing your nutrition and your proteins and talking about the gym, thin people will pat you on the back and tell you how good you're doing. They'll also buy you a fucking ice cream cone because they want an excuse to have an ice cream cone, never mind that they're going to take 2 bites and claim they're full. And they know if you're with them, you'll finish it. Thin people will do this to you if you are larger than them. They will, let's split a dessert, so that they can get the bite or 2 of flavor, and then you're eating the entire dessert yourself. So you have to watch for that one with thin people. with your larger friends, if you're with your larger friends and you're the skinny one, they're going to be rude. They may not know they're being rude. They're rude and hurtful quite frequently. They're rude enough and hurtful enough to make you reassess your whole fucking life sometimes, and they don't see it in themselves. And that's a problem. There is, to me as somebody, okay, even right now, I weigh 260 pounds today. I have gained 20 pounds in the last 6 months. So it's not like, I've ballooned up. I've just gained a few extra pounds. Which frustrates the hell out of me because I want to be 225. My carry weight at 225 is a good weight. If I can get down to 180, it's a thin weight because I'm a very muscular person. So I'm at 260 right now. If I go into Torrid, they carry the 16s and they carry the 14s, but they carry them in short. Okay, I'm tall. So I've got to get into their 18 to their 20s just to get the height. And if I get their 18 to their 20s, it's like this shirt here where, okay, can you see how big this shirt is? Okay. Yeah, I can wear it, but it hangs. This shirt is 3 sizes too big for me. Now, mind you, it's cut wrong, so the armholes are bad, which is why it couldn't sell in a larger woman's store. But when I get into the size that fits me for height, it's like this is me, and this is the clothes that fit me for height. And I'd be happy with that. Okay? But it's wide, because the American clothing manufacturer thinks that if you're fat, you must be short. I don't understand it. Okay? Everything is sized for 5'2". Anyway, at 260 pounds right now, I am the low end of fat clothes once it's sized for height. If I grab the 16 off the shelf, no, I can't button it. But the 18 has 4 extra inches in the waist. Okay, why does the 18 have 4 inches in the waist extra, but the 16 is an inch too narrow? It's stupid. Okay? And the 16 comes to my knees and it looks like a pair of capris, and the 18 just looks like high waters. And I'm in a size 20 to a 22 to get pants that go all the way down, and then I've got a gap that big at the waist that I've got to sew in. I've got to alter the pants to fit. That's if I go to the fat lady store. If I go to the norm stores, like say Macy's Normal, some brands I can find things that fit in a size 16 to 18 in the talls. Mostly, I'm just at the edge. I am in the size between fat lady and normal weight. It's not a good place to be, okay? Not if you want to feel good about clothing in women's clothing, which is why a large number of my clothes get bought on the men's side, okay? Because the men's clothes, they simply say, this is 42 inches. Okay, well, that's going to be too small. I need a 44. Okay, this is 44 inches with stretch. Oh, no, now I need a 42. It's better, though. Hanging out in a group of older, larger women is demoralizing. Listening to them, she needs to eat a sandwich. She's too thin. She's unhealthy. And I glance over with the medical eye, and that person is a healthy weight. She's too thin. No, she's not too thin. She's a healthy weight. She's too thin. They can't see it. And it's demoralizing to realize that their body standards have morphed to justify their weight. Hanging out with thin, athletic people, they have no idea what a larger, healthy person looks like. And they'll look at anybody larger and say, that's fat. No, actually, that's somebody who's really muscular. That's a power bodybuilder. That's somebody who is proportionate sized and not bulging, and they're healthy. No, that's just fat. Somewhere we need society to teach the healthy range. And it's not being, I hate that the camera doesn't show my hands, because I talk with my hands down here and all you see is movement. Anyway, we need to work harder on learning healthy ranges. and what the sizes look like. And the BMI needs to get thrown out the fucking window because it's ridiculous. Okay, the BMI does not account for muscle. Muscle weighs 2.5 times as much as fat, around that. The BMI says that a large muscled person is fat, is overweight, whereas a unmuscled, fatty tissued person could be of ideal weight. And what you need to look at is what is your endurance and what is your durability. What's your strength? I can still do a deep knee bend without support. I can probably do 5 if I have to. Can you do 5 proper deep knee bends? Proper deep knee bends without support. I can walk 3 to 4 miles as long as it's level. The cardiac-ish means I can't walk with a hill, and unfortunately there's a lot more hills out there than y'all notice, but I can still walk. That's my health meters. When I'm hanging out with somebody who is of a healthy, we're going to put that in quotation marks, healthy, thin weight, who can't keep up with me and is losing their breath and panting and tired and, dude, I don't care what you weigh, you don't have muscle, you're unhealthy. And it has nothing to do with weight. I'm rambling because I've totally lost my train of thought. I started on anorexia. How do you spot anorexia? You can't. That's up to a doctor to spot. Because there are plenty of reasons for somebody to drop down into what looks unhealthy and it not be anorexia. Okay? There are plenty of reasons. But being 10 pounds underweight is less healthy. It's more dangerous than being 25 pounds overweight. So when you're looking at somebody who's lost some weight and they're starting to look a bit gaunt, a bit thin, they are unhealthier than your pudgy friends. And society needs to shift the narrative to, oh dear, you're a little thin, than, oh dear, you're a little overweight. The reasoning, half of the theory is that people who are overweight have higher cholesterol and a greater chance of heart attack and a greater chance of sudden death as they get older. The reality is people with 25 extra pounds on are more likely to survive pneumonia and really bad flus and stomach flus and all kinds of things that kill thin people because they don't have the cushion. Half a dozen of one, 6 of another. I treat weight the same way I treat gender, which is, if I ain't fucking you, it's none of my business what you think you are or what you want to be or what you are. If you're not part of my household, your weight doesn't matter to me. Simple as that. It just does not matter to me if you're not part of my household. If I notice somebody is looking anorexic, I will say something. Okay? I have told parents, your daughter's anorexic looking, and been told that I am the most evil, awfulest person on the planet for even suggesting such a thing. How dare I gossip? I didn't gossip. I told you. Okay? Or I told a adult member of your household or your extended household, if the kid's looking anorexic, I will say something. And every single time I'm the bad guy. And 3 to 5 years later, they figure out the kid was anorexic, and they don't say sorry. They don't say, hey, you were right. They actually, a couple of times, have turned it around to, well, if you hadn't said something, it wouldn't have happened. It's like, fuck you. You know? If your kid's anorexic, you need medical intervention. That's what it comes down to. If you're an adult and you're anorexic, you need medical intervention. Good luck getting it. You need a shrink. You need to find out if it's a medical anorexia or an emotional anorexia. There's too many variables to even go into. The same way when somebody's gaining weight, there's too many variables for anybody outside of their life to even claim they know what's going on. Well, I saw her eat an entire $5 box from Taco Bell in one setting. Yeah? Maybe she had some heavy workout the day before. It's obvious she's gaining weight. No, it's not obvious. It's really not. You don't know what went into that, the reason they're eating. You don't know what the reasoning is. There could be a medical reason for gaining weight. There are lots of them. There are lots of medical reasons for losing weight. These are things that should go to the doctor. Unfortunately, half of America does not have medical coverage. I'm rambling. It's been 15 minutes. I'm going to cut out. Ask me any questions about anorexia in the comments, and I'll deal with it more later. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.